Next question.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I hurt myself significantly throwing a roundhouse kick recently. Abdominal hernia at the site of an old appendix surgery. I trained MMA 5 days a week, sometimes more, multiple times a day for 2 years until last week when he got that injury. But now I can hardly sit in the chair without pain, and surgery is 2 months out. And who knows how long recovery will be before I can train again. What I'm asking is, what should we, as martial artists and men, do in times of forced hiatus and injury? What do we do when there's a quiet, but we miss the storm?
Well, one thing with injuries are going to come. Yeah. And you cut wood, you get sawdust. You train, you're going to get injured. That's what's going to happen. I mean, it's just this is the law. This is the law of the land. Mm-hmm. The number one thing to remember is, and this is something that's really hard when you're super active and you're super fired up and you're training all the time. When you get injured and you get sidelined, you feel like it's never going to go away. It feels like it's not healing, and you're just like, oh man, I'm doomed. So the injury is going to go away. Now, obviously, for some guys, for some actual soldiers or warriors that have been wounded in a permanent way, that's different. And those guys, what they do is they learn to adapt. Mm-hmm. You know, they learn how are they going to get through this? How are they going to adapt their life? How are they going to roll with one leg? How are they going to do pull-ups with one hand? Jeff Rial. You know Jeff Rial.
Yep.
We were doing burpee pull-ups the other day. I was putting the MMA classes through it. If you don't know Jeff Rial, awesome guy, awesome fighter, awesome jiu-jitsu player. He was born without one hand. Mm-hmm. I had the guys doing burpee pull-ups. And
black belt, by the way.
Yeah, black belt. And he has like a little hook he can put on there to do pull-ups. Mm-hmm. And I guess the thing was falling off. And so he just threw that thing to the ground, and he was just hooking his forearm over, and then the other hand was grabbing. He's doing pull-ups. Yep. I mean, if Jeff Rial can just jump and we did, 6 rounds worth of burpee pull-ups, or 5 rounds worth of burpee pull-ups, and he crushed it, no one has any excuse. So guys, if they get some kind of a permanent injury, they get wounded, something like that happens, okay, you got to adapt to it. You got to figure out what you can do. But the injuries, the basic injuries, the daily injuries, the temporary injuries that is normal from training, that's you're going to get them. And so, of course, you got an injury? Good. Right? It's a little injury. Be thankful it's not something worse. Mm-hmm. You know, I've had, a blown out ankle. I've had a torn MCL. And, what do you do? What do you say when you tear your ACL or your MCL? You say, okay, awesome. It's not my ACL. It's not my meniscus. Mm-hmm. The MCL will heal itself. What do you say if it is your ACL? Okay, great. That's one that can be repaired with surgery. So none of these problems are permanent, right? So be thankful you don't have a permanent injury. Mm-hmm. And even though it seems like it's going to take forever, like homeboy here who's got 2 months before he even gets surgery, and then how long is it going to take? It seems like it's going to take forever. I had neck surgery, right? That was a blip on the radar. I don't even remember how long it took. And it was a long time. I mean, it took months to heal from that. I don't remember that. What did I do during that time? I did other exercises. I figured other stuff. I watched YouTube videos. I figured out other moves. That's what I did. Mm-hmm. So I guess YouTube wasn't even around. I was watching DVDs, jiu-jitsu DVDs. VHS tapes. Yeah, VHS tapes. So what do? Number one, stay active, right? Move. If you can't move your body at all, work your forearm strength, right? Squeeze a tennis ball. One of my buddies blew out his knee. What is it? The triple threat. He did ACL, PCL, meniscus. Boom. Heel hook, right? Didn't tap. Got to tap to the heel hook, people. Got to tap to it. Yeah. Got caught in a heel hook, didn't tap, blew it all apart. He had to get them all reconstructed. So we had a dummy. Remember the big dummy we have at the gym? We had a big one. It was 120 pounds. Mm. And he would lay on the ground. His leg is in a full straight brace, won't bend at all. He would lay on the ground and lay next to this dummy, and he'd just pull it from one side of himself, put it on the ground to the other side of himself. Huh. Pull it back to the other side, back to the other side, back to the other side. So he's getting this motion of sort of turning on the ground, this massive core strength. And when he finally recovered, it was powerful.
Yeah.
And, you know, when he would turn underneath you, you'd say, you got some strength there. So you got to figure out what you can do. You know, if you can't roll, box. If you can't box, lift. If you can't lift, stretch and get that flexibility working in some area that you're not flexible. Well, whatever you're going to do, stay engaged, stay active, because I think I'm definitely a believer in the active rest. You know what I mean? When you just go, okay, I'm injured, so I'm just going to sit on the couch and watch TV. No, wrong answer. Run away from that TV. You got to keep moving because that keeps your blood flowing and it gets more blood, more circulation, more healing goes to this area that's injured. So do that. And but you know, you're still going to have more time in your day, right? So what are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. Get a guitar, right? Learn to play guitar, write a book, build a website, take pictures, learn a language, read more books, expand your brain, right? Expand your mind. When your body needs a little recovery, when your body's injured, make yourself smarter, make yourself better, free your mind. And so the bottom line, the question was, what does a man do when there's quiet? And I'll tell you what a man does when there's quiet. He takes advantage of it.
Right.
So take advantage of it, get smarter, get better in other ways. And when the body comes back, you will be better.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, like take advantage of it, like actively. Because a lot of times, like, where the problem comes about, I know this because when I tore my bicep in a tournament,
I was
1
there.
year,
I was
1
watching
year
that.
out. Yeah, I think you.
Yeah, I was.
I
have a picture of you.
Yeah, that was
laying
messed
on the
up.
ground.
Yeah, that was messed up. I think you sent me a smarmy text too, something like that. No, that was for something else, but same day though. Nonetheless, where the problem comes when you miss the story, you miss the action, is you're harping on it. It's almost like you have this hope, like, oh, it'll be soon, or maybe the doctor said 9 months, but maybe I could do it in 4, kind of thing. You know, just that mindset where you kind of, in a way, got to admit to yourself, okay, I'm out right now. I can't roll right now. I can't train MMA 2 times a day, 5 days a week. I cannot do that. You got to admit that to yourself.
So what did you do? Did you work on your video editing skills during that time?
No, man. I think that was before.
So what'd you do?
I forget. I don't know, but I'll tell you.
You did not take
I'll
advantage.
tell you what I didn't do is harp on it. Yeah.
You moved on. You figured out what else you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Get ready to
And
get back
I
in
was
the
always
game.
into working out and stuff, so I would do other stuff like legs and stuff
Work
like
your
that.
left arm.
Yeah. Actually, my left arm is still bigger a little bit. Nonetheless, I think that's a good little jump start. Is don't harp on it. Don't you got to admit to yourself that you're out. You're injured right now. So, and then how you said take advantage of it. Dang, that's good. I wish I would have known that. Actively take advantage, because there's so much advantage to be taken.
Yeah, there's all kinds of time you have.
Yeah, man.
I think about all the time that I spend in the gym and on the mats. I mean, that's a big chunk of time
especially
every day.
now, like with reading, for example. I got back into reading, and I look at it this way, where as far as books go, books that exist, any information in the whole, whether you're interested in it, not interested, whether you can understand it or not, all the information of the world is accessible. Right now,
especially nowadays.
More than any time ever. All different angles, different aspects of everything is just out there, and you have more time now. Take advantage of that
Actively. I like it.
actively.